In every city, there are spaces we simply pass through, and others where we choose to stay. This is the story of one such place, Tejrish Square, where urban rhythm meets human connection. Tejrish Square is not just a public space. It's a living laboratory of urban behavior. Here we observe more than movement. We trace how people pause, gather, interact, and coexist. From spontaneous street performances and casual conversations, to structured routines like shopping, praying, or commuting. Each action reveals patterns, choices, and rhythms of daily life. In this documentary, we explore how physical space shapes social behavior, and how, in return, human presence gives meaning to place. Beneath the shade of carefully designed canopies, children play in safety and peace. School groups arrive for educational visits, and tourists explore the space with cameras in hand, each capturing a piece of Tejrish's cultural heritage. These scenes reflect more than just activity. They speak to the square's symbolic and historical significance. Deeper within the square, Khayyam Bazaar pulses with constant motion. Vendors and buyers flow through its alleys, forming a vibrant and sustained local economy. Here, buying and selling are not just economic acts. They are part of the daily rhythm, woven seamlessly into the life of the square itself. At the heart of the square, natural canopies have been thoughtfully placed. These elements do more than shield against sun or rain. They enhance the spatial aesthetics, blending form with function. The green spaces in the central fountain aren't merely decorative. They help create a space that is pleasant, temperate, and inviting. A place where people pause, converse, or enjoy a brief picnic with family or friends. Across the square, booksellers stand, not to shout or pressure, but to invite reflection. Their books pass gently from hand to hand among the crowd. Even amid the rush of daily life, there remains a deep-rooted love for reading, culture, and learning. These vendors transform the square from a purely commercial space into a place of cultural exchange, a corner where thought, curiosity, and human connection still find room to flourish. Tejrish Square offers a layered reflection of a diverse society. Here, everyone is present, men and women, the elderly and the young, people from all walks of life with different beliefs and lifestyles. The urban furniture is thoughtfully designed. Waste bins are abundant, and the space remains remarkably clean. The space itself embraces this variety, treating diversity not as a threat, but as a social asset. Yet alongside this richness, glimpses of difficult truths also appear. In certain corners, groups of young people gather, often smoking, subtle signs that call for deeper attention to public health and social well-being. Alongside this calm yet dynamic flow of life, the presence of law enforcement is visible, active, alert, and reassuring. But in Tejrish, safety is not merely enforced through authority. It has become an organic part of everyday life, woven into the rhythm of the space. The square's design includes a dedicated area for taxi pickup, a clear indication that the flow of transportation and pedestrian movement has been carefully considered, minimizing urban conflict and enhancing ease of access for all. Tejrish Square is more than just a public space. It's a rhythm of urban life. Here, a silent order governs the movement. It's not imposed by signs or rules, but by a shared awareness among pedestrians. People navigate the sidewalks with ease, following a natural and predictable flow. Amidst this motion, street vendors display books, and passers-by pause, not for rest, but to explore ideas. This interaction reveals a vibrant culture that still values reading and intellectual exchange, even in the midst of daily hustle. In this square, people do not merely pass through. They claim space, form memories, negotiate boundaries, and, above all, engage with one another. The diversity of behaviors witnessed here, from quiet reflection to lively commerce, from individual stillness to collective energy, reflects a dynamic balance between planned design and spontaneous life. Imam Khomeini Square has dwindled to a mere conduit, a passageway stripped of soul. Most drift through, their steps unbroken, their presence fleeting. Human connection shrinks to a whisper, barely a trace of shared moments. At the margins, a few linger, leaning silently against the edges, adrift in stillness. No bench beckons, no shade soothes, not even a ledge offers respite. To pause here feels like a quiet defiance against the space itself. The square swallows movement, yet yields no memory, no spark of meaningful life. Women take the lead in various economic activities across the square, while the presence of vehicles unloading goods reinforces the site's commercial identity. At the southern edge, the Imam Khomeini metro entrance channels a significant flow of pedestrians. Yet without clear guidance or spatial hierarchy, this influx quickly turns into congestion, making navigation difficult. Litter scattered along the walkways tarnishes the visual appeal of the square and signals a lack of civic engagement or emotional connection from its users. Unscheduled municipal and construction work further disrupt pedestrian circulation, though they also reflect ongoing efforts to upgrade infrastructure. Still, moments of pause near street vendors and kiosks offer glimpses of resilience. Despite the challenges, the square continues to support informal economies and social interaction. With no formal seating provided, people adapt by using the edges of the square for rest and conversation. An organic response that reflects community flexibility. Imam Khomeini Square exists in a tension between vitality and disorder. With improved crowd management, better waste control, and more inclusive spatial design, it holds the potential to evolve into a truly functional and welcoming public space. At the southern edge of the square lies the entrance to the Imam Khomeini Metro. It funnels streams of commuters into the space, especially at peak hours. But in the absence of spatial guidance or defined flow corridors, this influx turns chaotic. Movement tangles into bottlenecks, and the square begins to strain under its own foot traffic. Trash scattered across the pathways dulls the square's appearance. Beyond just litter, it speaks to a deeper issue, a lack of emotional connection between people and the space they occupy. The square, it seems, is used but not loved. Ongoing municipal and construction work adds to the disarray. These projects often appear at odds with pedestrian needs, abrupt, noisy, uncoordinated. And yet, buried beneath the disruption, there remains a quiet resolve to improve, to fix what has long been neglected. Still, life pushes through. Near kiosks and street vendors, brief pauses emerge. Moments of purchase, eye contact, small talk. These seemingly minor exchanges offer powerful proof of the square's social and economic resilience. In the absence of formal benches or rest areas, people sit along steps, lean against curbs, or gather on the square's rugged edges. In doing so, they transform these overlooked corners into improvised places of belonging, acts of quiet adaptation that show how community reclaims space even in constraint. Imam Khomeini Square lives in tension, a space suspended between vibrancy and exhaustion. But with smarter crowd flow, cleaner pathways, and a design that embraces inclusion, this place could become more than a passageway. It could evolve into a public heart, alive, welcoming, and worthy of the city around it. Its movement is constant, it sounds familiar, but its soul feels distant. It is a space shaped more by necessity than care. And yet, within its edges, fragments of connection still flicker. Acts of adaptation, moments of exchange, and traces of community spirit remind us that even the most challenged spaces are not beyond renewal. Urban space is not just about concrete and corridors. It's about belonging, memory, and the right to pause, to connect, to exist. This square may not yet fulfill that promise, but perhaps one day it will.